We're joined by the Swans manager of player personnel, Kinnear Beatson. Kinnear, it's grand final day for recruiters. We've got picks 21, 43, 61. You must be thrilled to get Tommy Mitchell under the father-son rule with pick 21.
Yeah, no, look, we really rated Tommy as a player. He'd performed exceptionally well at the National Under-16 Carnival, and then again with the AIS squad when they toured, where did he go? South Africa, sorry. And then this year he'd had some injuries at the start of the year and then came back and played the last two games in the National Under-18 Carnival and was a dominant player straight away. So it just highlighted how talented he is. He's a good inside midfielder, uses the ball really smartly on both sides of his body, so we're pleased to be able to secure him. And it's helped us in terms of our preparation for the rest of the draft, knowing that we've got him so early, because it's helped in terms of our planning.
After Tommy at pick 21, we moved to pick 43 and 61. Just how difficult is it to plan for those two picks so late in the draft?
It is quite difficult, in particular because one club's got so many selections early, with GWS having 11 in the first 14. So I'm predicting that the order will start to go a little bit askew if they start to recruit specific types rather than just the best players, which they may do with so many early picks. So our planning has been around working through our list demographics as it currently stands in terms of their age and the types that we've got in comparison with what the draft pool will offer. So we've got some categories that we'll look at and we'll make further assessments on draft day.
There's always talks of strong drafts, weak drafts, anything in between, but you must always be confident that there's talent in the draft at any pick.
Well, if you go through any national draft, you'll see that there's been players drafted late that have been very successful players. Even the amount of players that come through off the rookie list, I think Collingwood in their premiership year of 2010 had something like 6 rookies playing there. Well, they've got right through the whole national draft. So I think the secret of the draft is trying to look at what drives the player, what motivates them, how driven they are to be successful, not only just their physical attributes or their skill level. It's much more than that.
You had great success late in the draft last year with Luke Parker and Alex Johnson. Is that drive and character a couple of the things that shone out with those two guys?
Yeah, absolutely. And they did really well in their first year, so if you use that as a model, we'd be following similar this year.
Can you just talk us through the draft process? A young kid that we might get in at the draft, tell us, how long you've been watching them for and, if you've spoken to them. What's generally the process for the year?
Well, they all vary, of course, because they come from different backgrounds. Some players have been in what we'd call the recognised system for 2 to 3 years, first being assessed in the National Under-16 Carnival and then going on into the AIS squad. But some players come in really late. They might have lived in rural regions, or they've just grown and matured physically very late, and suddenly their body strength and their confidence comes together at one and they become a more formidable player. But on average we would have watched most players for 2 years, very closely in their drafting age, which is when they're turning 18 or older. And on most occasions we would have seen each player play somewhere around 20 times minimum. And then on top of that we've got the vision that we dissect and look at their kicking actions and their awareness around stoppages and all those sorts of things.